Hey Jacob, today we're going to read A Light in the Attic by Shel Silverstein. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. Mr. Smeds and Mr. Spats. Mr. Spats had 21 hats, and none of them were the same. And Mr. Smeds had 21 heads, and only one hat to his name. Now when Mr. Smeds met Mr. Spats, they talked of the buying and selling of hats, and Mr. Spats bought Mr. Smeds' hat. Did you ever hear anything crazier than that? Snake problem. It's not that I don't care for snakes, but oh, what do you do when a 24-foot python says, I love you? Bear in there. There's a polar bear in our Frigidaire. He likes it 'cause it's cold in there. With his seat in the meat and his face in the fish, and his big hairy paws in the buttery dish. He's nibbling the noodles and munching the rice. He's slurping the soda, he's licking the ice. And he lets out a roar if you open the door. And it gives me a scare to know he's in there, that polary bear in our Frigidaire. Superstitious. If you are superstitious, you'll never step on cracks. When you see a ladder, you will never walk beneath it. And if you ever spill some salt, you'll throw some across your back and carry round a rabbit's foot just in case you need it. You'll pick up any pin you find lying on the ground, and never, never, ever throw your hat upon the bed, or open an umbrella when you're in the house. You'll bite your tongue each time you say a thing you shouldn't have said. You'll hold your breath and cross your fingers walking by a graveyard, and number 13's never gonna do you any good. Black cats will all look vicious if you're superstitious, but I'm not superstitious, knock on wood. The Pirate. Oh, the blithery blathery pirate. His name, I believe, is Claude. His manner is sullen and irate, and his humor is vulgar and broad. He has often been known to imprison his friends in the hold dark and dank, or lash them up high on the mizzen, or force them to stroll down a plank. He will selfishly ask you to dig up some barrels of ill-gotten gold, and if you so much as just hiccup, he'll leave you to fill up the hole. He may cast you adrift in a rowboat. He has no reaction to tears, or put you ashore without no boat on an island and leave you for years. He's a rotter, a wretch, and a sinner. He's foul as a fellow can be. But if you invite him to dinner, oh, please sit him next to me. Herc. I'd rather play tennis than go to the dentist. I'd rather play soccer than go to the doctor. I'd rather play Herc than go to work. Herc, Herc. What's Herc? I don't know, but it must be better than work. Anchored. Our anchor's too big for our ship, so we're sitting here trying to think. If we leave it behind, we'll be lost. If we haul it aboard, we will sink. If we sit and keep talking about it, it will soon be too late for our trip. It sure can be rough on a sailor when the anchor's too big for the ship. Unscratchable itch. There's a spot that you can't scratch, right between your shoulder blades, like an egg that just won't hatch. Here you set and there it stays. Turn and squirm and try to reach it. Twist your neck and bend your back. Hear your elbows creak and crack. Stretch your fingers, now you bet it's going to reach. No, that won't get it. Hold your breath and stretch and pray. It's only just an inch away. Worse than a sunbeam you can't catch. It's that one spot that you can't scratch. Squishy touch. Everything King Midas touched turned to gold, the lucky fellow. Every single thing I touch turns to raspberry jello. Today I touched the kitchen wall, squish. I went and punched my brother Paul, splish. I tried to fix my bike last week, sploosh. And kissed my mother on the cheek, gloosh. I got it into my overshoes, skloosh. I tried to read the evening news, smoosh. I sat down in the easy chair, sploosh. I tried to comb my wavy hair, sloosh. I took a dive into the sea, gloosh. Would you like to shake hands with me, skloosh?